Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be doing an album review. I'm going to be looking at Paul Simon's album There Goes Rhymin Simon. So in this video I will show you my copy of the vinyl and also go over all of the album tracks and give it a score out of 10 as well. So this was Paul Simon's second solo studio album after the breakup of Simon and Garfunkel, released on the 5th of May in 1973. Simon, like on this album, Paul Simon was developing his sound, taking like influences from like other musical cultures. Like on here, like have a lot of like gospel like orientated, like gospel like influenced tunes, and like also like a lot of like other like different styles all like coming together like on this album. That is also more produced as well, like that his first album, but was quite like minimalistic, like in like much of its like production style. This one certainly was like much more like thought out and like produced and like more commercial sounding as well in like many ways. For this album he used a whole variety of like of session musicians. Like when I was researching for this review, that goes on like the Wikipedia page for this song, and like the list of like session musicians is just absolutely endless. I mean, I think he uses nearly like a different band on like every single track on here, but it doesn't sound disjointed, this album. They all sort of come together and and they also like unified despite there being different players on like all like the different songs. The album itself was quite commercially successful, reaching number 2 in America and number 4 in the UK, and got a fantastic critical reception. It was like widely considered like a classic at the time, and like it's still considered one of Paul Simon's best solo albums. So in this video here I've got the vinyl here, and I've also got the CD here from the CD box set. They're both this CD here is pretty much just like a replica like of like the vinyl here, and you do get some bonus tracks on here, and I think you get demos of Something So Right, I think, Take Me to the Mardi Gras, and Loves Me Like a Rock. I think those are the demos what you get on here, but like you do get like quite a few, and like it's just like the album in like a basic package here. But the vinyl here is like this here, so it's a gatefold, Paul Simon's only gatefold solo album, and that's it there. So like these are like little pictures to do with each of like the songs and stuff, and then on the inner gatefold you have the lyrics. This is on just a plain sleeve here, but we are on the original CBS label from the mid-70s. Really nice heavy pressing off There Goes Rhymin Simon. So yeah, that's really cool. So now I'm going to go over all of the album's tracks. We open up with Kodachrome, which is a great fun bouncy song, gets like the album going really well. The lyrics on here, they might not be like his most deep or like philosophical lyrics, but they're just a whole lot of fun, and like it's a really great song. Like it's all like sets the mood for like the rest of the album, which is kind of like a sort of summary album, quite like a fun, happy album, like a stark contrast to like his first one. This is one of his most popular solo songs, reaching number 2 in like America. However, it wasn't released as a single like in the UK, because like the name Kodachrome was of course like the brand name for like the coloured film. So it wasn't like allowed to be played on like the radio like in like the UK, so it wasn't released like as a single, but it was a B-side to one of like the other songs, but actually became a top 10 hit. But like I think like most people would just buying that song for Kodachrome. You say you care for me, but there's no. Second song up is called Tenderness. This is a lovely, nice, softer song. It maybe comes a little bit like too early like in like the album for me. Like it's a very sort of slow, typical Paul Simon song. That maybe like slows the album down a little bit too quick. But like it's a good song, got like nice lyrics, and maybe directed to Garfunkel, sort of saying like there's no tenderness beneath your honesty, and it's it's a really nice song. Come on, take me to the Mardi Gras. Track 3 is called Take Me to the Mardi Gras, and this was a song that I was talking about, like when I mentioned Kodachrome. This was a UK single, and actually reached number 7 in like the UK charts. This making it his third biggest chart hit in like the UK, which is a shame because no one, not even like casual Paul Simon fans, would even be like familiar like with this song. But it's because Kodachrome was on the B side, so I think like that's why like this song became like his third biggest chart hit. But it's a really nice positive song, sort of that's like New Orleans like influence, got like them sort of got like that brass and like the end of it. Like it's a nice song, but like not one of my absolute favourite Paul Simon songs. Fourth track in is Something So Right, and this is a nice softer song. They're kind of similar to Tenderness, like in like a way it's sort of like the conventional sort of Paul Simon's sounding style song, what like he would do for like his next 2 albums, Still Crazy After All These Years of One Trick Pony. The lyrics on this one are absolutely great, and like it's got like a lovely lush string arrangement on it, what really brings out the best in the song. I really think like it needs like that that sort of like grand production on it to really make it better, because with the CD version here you get a like an early version of Something So Right, which had completely different lyrics. I believe like the song was called Let Me Live in Your City, and that song was kind of like underwhelming, like the demo of it, but certainly the the produced album version is like absolutely fantastic and like one of his best.
It's just a partner house food, so all you partner house food.
And side one closes with probably my favourite song on the entire album. One Man's Ceiling is Another Man's Floor, and I just love this song. Like everything about it, like it's like really cool. Sort of starts off like with like this eerie piano thing going on, like sort of like doing like a scale like on the piano, and then like it sort of like gets going kind of jazz like orientated. Like I really like it though. I love like the lyrics in this one as well, like sort of like very fun and witty, sort of about like living in like a flat, like an apartment, that people like making noise, like one man's ceiling is like is another man's floor, that sort of thing. Like I really like it though, and like it's like an upbeat song as well, which is a bit different from like most of Paul Simon's stuff, where like he'd later do like in like the 70s.
Many's the time I've been mistaken.
Side 2 opens up with American Tune, and this is a Paul Simon classic. Certainly one of his best lyrics ever, I'd have to say. Sort of dealing with like the struggles like facing like American life at like the time, and like the failure like of the American dream. It is just a lovely song, got a fantastic string arrangement, great production on it, like a true highlight on the album, and was a US single, only reached 35, could have done much better I feel, but seeing that like, the actual album itself was like such a big success that I think most people probably heard it through listening to the album.
It was a sunny day.
Next up is called Was a Sunny Day, and this for me is personally the weakest on the album. It's kind of like a throwaway song, and the lyrics aren't too terrific on it really. But it does give that it does like give the album like that sort of summery feel, that like that sort of happy lightheartedness. Next one is called Learn How to Fall, and this is my second favourite on the album. Like I'm not going for my favourites. Like I'm not going for like the obvious hits. It's this song and One Man's Ceiling is Another Man's Floor. Two absolute classic songs that I think should get like a lot more like recognition and like attention. I love everything about this song here, Learn How to Fall. The lyrics are great. The lyrics on this are sort of similar to like the subject matters, like what he dealt with like on his first one here. But this song is just a lot more like sort of like upbeat. And like the bridge of this one here, like there's sort of like horns and brass going on it. Kind of reminds me a bit of like Simon and Garfunkel's Keep the Customer Satisfied, which is one of like my favourite like Simon and Garfunkel songs. So that's no bad thing.
Little boy, won't
to last track is called St. Judys Comet, and this is a lovely, sweet sort of like lullaby song. He's sort of singing it to his son, like singing him to sleep. It's just a lovely little song, and like great, like a little like acoustic number, like a really, really fun sort of homely track.
Oh, my mama loves me, she loves me.
And then the album closes with one of the other big hits on here. It's sort of bookended like by like the two major singles. Loves Me Like a Rock closes the album, and this reached number 2 in the American charts. It is a very good song, featuring backing vocals from the Dixie Hummingbird Singers, so sort of like a gospel like influence like on like this song here. And although this track has never been a absolute favourite Paul Simon song of mine, like I feel that this song here really works well like as like the album closer like on here, like as opposed to as opposed to say like a random track like on a Greatest Hits collection. Certainly functions much better as the album closer. So so to conclude, I think that this is a really, really, really great album. Certainly one of his best. Could be argued to be his best. My personal favourite is still Graceland though. This is just a really upbeat album, very sort of positive, and like really gets you in like a good mood. Sort of like a summer album as well to put on. Like it's really, really great. I think that this is much better than his debut album, although that does have like a couple of standout tracks. This is firstly just much more consistent, and like also the songs are like much more melodic, and like also produced as well. Like they really do like sound much better like on here, like than his debut album. So out of 10, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10, I think. It's not perfect. There's maybe a couple of songs what on my absolute favourites on here, but like there are so many like other great highlights on here that it's just like really like if like you're looking to start out with Paul Simon, I would certainly like recommend this album here, because it's probably like his most accessible like album like from like the 70s like anyway. So I hope you have enjoyed this review. If you have any suggestions for future album reviews, please leave them below, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.